Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect play.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
The Dodgers get their most important win of the year, a dramatic walk-off in the bottom of the ninth. Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts hit back-to-back home runs to win it. That's coming up next on the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
Another payoff. Benny got him with a slider. Clayton Kershaw. It's Teoscar Hernandez. Mookie masked. It's a grand slam. Showstopper and game ender.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for joining us after the Dodgers get a dramatic walk-off win, their 39th comeback win of the season. Mookie Betts walks it off for the first time in his Dodgers career.
Now Mookie Betts, fly ball, left field, at the wall, gone! Ohtani!
Mookie Betts is his first walk-off home run since July 27, 2018, when he was a Red Sox. And Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts out there showing emotion. And what a afternoon for the Dodgers. It looked like it was going to be one of the most forgettable, one of the most disappointing losses of the season. You lose 2 of 3 to a 60-win Rockies team. The Padres had beaten the White Sox today. So had the Dodgers have lost this game, had the Dodgers lost today, they would have started that 3-game series with the Padres on Tuesday with just a 2-game lead on the Padres in the division. Of course, the Padres have taken 7 of 10 from the Dodgers this season, so because of that, they hold the tiebreaker. So how things change now, all the Dodgers need to do is win 2 games against the Padres, and the division win will be theirs. They'll win the NL West for the 11th time in the last 12 years. And how about the way that inning started? Shohei Ohtani stepping up to the plate. I've heard people out there, D-Mac, Shohei Ohtani hits home runs when the Dodgers are up. When they're down, they don't need him, and they're not that relevant. Wait a minute. Let's check this out. He hits a grand slam home run for his 40-40, and then today, Dodgers down to their final 3 outs. Shohei Ohtani at the plate, up 2-1 in the count, and takes a little splitter and takes it deep to tie things up at 5.
Pitch. Ohtani smokes one right center field. Ohtani is inevitable.
Incredible. Just an absolute incredible showing by the Dodgers today. They only scored 1 run on Santazella, and when they really weren't figuring out much, I mean, they got the Teoscar Hernandez home run, and he hits his 31st home run of the season, just 1 shy of his career high at 32. Teo hit a bomb in the 4th, but how about Kike Hernandez? Really, this is someone in Kike Hernandez you can't say enough about. Forget the statistics. Forget the low points he's at. Forget the cold streaks. When it's time to step to the plate in a big spot, in a big moment, there's not a lot of guys that are role players out there in Major League Baseball that you would rather have than Kike Hernandez. He steps up in a big spot. The Dodgers down by 4 runs in the 7th inning, and Kike Hernandez, he sliced that lead in half, hits a 2-run shot, and Today it was nice to see Kike getting that start at third base, where after Max Muncy was a late scratch. He had experienced some side soreness in this one after he made a diving play at third base in yesterday's game. But how about that? Kike Hernandez stepping up, Teoscar Hernandez stepping up, Shohei and Mookie Betts refusing to lose, showing that grit, showing that heart that you need in the postseason. And yes, everyone, all the doomers out there, this season's over because Tyler Glasnow is out. This season's over because Gavin Stone is out. This team can rake. This team has different hitters this season than they have had in the last couple of years. You add in Shohei Ohtani, who's the best player on the planet. Yeah, I know Aaron Judge is great. Can Aaron Judge pitch? Does he impact the game on the bases like Shohei does? No, he does not. And then you look at Mookie Betts, who had a 2-month break, a 2-month rest, and he's locked in. He hits his 19th home run of the season. I think Mookie's in a better spot to come up big in the postseason. Woo! How about that? LA Sports did a complete 180 right there. It looked like the Rams were going to lose to the 49ers to go 0-3. Looked like the Dodgers were going to lose, but no, they both turn around the end and they get the dub. So Randy Newman playing all throughout LA today. I love LA. Noah Ortega. Hi, D-Mac. I need more action from you behind the plate. Noah Ortega. Yeah, I mean, look, not everyone's going to be hot at the same time. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, it just gives me chills. Gives me chills. You know what we saw today, right? I mean, we saw Kobe and Shaq. We saw Kobe and Shaq in their primes at the end of this one. In the 9th inning, you had them stepping up in a big way, in a big moment, and it wasn't walks, it wasn't singles, it wasn't doubles, it wasn't a triple. No, it was 2 big boy, big daddy bombs. First by Shohei, next by Betts. And if you love to see it, man, you absolutely love to see it. And like I said, we had Kobe and Shaq out there for your Los Angeles Dodgers in this one. Here was Shohei and Mookie there in that 9th inning. I mean, there we go. We got Kobe and Shaq right here. There's Mookie. There's Mookie lobbing up to Shohei with the dunk. Boom! Shaq showing it to Kobe with the nice dunk. Boom! You love it. You love it. The best duo since Kobe and Shaq in L.A. And I think this is a different team with a different makeup. BC points out Shohei 53 home runs, 55 home runs. How many people have done that in the past? Checks list. Oh, just him. Okay, he's in a club all by himself. Ray Soto says, whoever wins 2 out of 3 wins the division. LFG. Yeah, I mean, still, I like the Dodgers' chances in this one, especially because this is a big series, and I think it gives them a warm-up. I look at this as almost a tune-up to the postseason, and hopefully this will keep them a little more locked in, a little more engaged, keep that rhythm up heading into the postseason, and that's something that they've struggled to do in the last couple of years, having won a combined 211 games, but having just one postseason win to show for it. Roger Howard speaks for all of us right now, saying, I'm drained. I love that comment of the show. How's your back feeling, D-Mac? Yeah, let's just say it's okay. I'm working through it, man. Definitely not 100%. Still on the IL right now, but I'm playing through injury. Let's just put it that way. Ken Warm, D-Mac, Shohei is magic. And how about this? Dodgers fans, we get Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts for another 9 years for Shohei, another 8 years for Mookie Betts. 2 of the best players to ever play in their primes on the same team, in the same major market, that have supporting cast around them to make deep runs in the postseason. Yes, this team has been bitten with the injury bug this year. Yes, they have suffered setbacks, but just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. I mean, this is peak Dodger baseball, in my opinion. It truly is. Truly is. I mean, the Boys of Summer with Jackie and Pee Wee in the 50s. I mean, the Koufax era in the 60s, that was huge. 2 World Series titles. I mean, the 80s with Fernando, Oral in 88. I mean, there's been some great teams in Dodgers history. But, yes, I think Sandy Koufax on his best day is the best pitcher that we've ever seen in Major League Baseball. I've never seen him live, but just that's kind of someone who, I mean, he made the all-century team, right? There's only 4 players to make that team. He was one of them. But I think that at the end of the day, I really like what Bob Costa said recently. He said, hey, in the annals of Major League Baseball, right now, if you had to pick 20 players, Shohei's one of those 20. I think at the end, he'll be one of one. I think he's going to be top 2, not 2 when it's all said and done, when you consider what he does. Hey, D-Mac, Meridian, Idaho bleeds Dodger Blue. What up, Mossy over there? I missed it too. What an important W today, Mario Landaverde. Yeah, I cannot, you can't overstate it. You can't overstate it. The Padres One already. The Padres beat the lowly White Sox. By the way, check in on Miguel Vargas, always. And had the Dodgers not came back, that NL West lead would have shrunk to 2 games with the Padres playing the Dodgers for 3 in L.A., set for Tuesday, owning the tiebreaker. This puts a lot of pressure on you, especially when you look how their rotation was lining up for that one. You had a lot of their frontline guys being ready for that series. Not a great day for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but still, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway today was their 39th comeback win of the season. Their 39th comeback win of the season. That magic number is down to 4, a 93rd victory for your Los Angeles Dodgers on the year. But what an incredible day in LA, man. Just an incredible day when you look at this Dodgers team and what they were able to accomplish today. Because, look, I was going to come on either way. But the truth is, I was ready for a sad show. What up, Alan 818? What's up, Martin Troop? Ohtani is just simply a megastar, superstar. It's tough to find words to describe him because, look, I think what you're learning, here's the thing, too. I think on a bat like that, I think one thing we learned about the run to 50-50 is those home runs at the end there, the 3 home run game, which is arguably the best individual performance we've ever seen in the history of Major League Baseball, and even the grand slam against the Tampa Bay Rays that was his 40th home run of the season. All these moments throughout the season, today, going up to the plate, trailing a run, all these moments are wiring Shohei Ohtani for the postseason. The Angels, they never sniffed the postseason. He had the longest active streak for players that didn't make a postseason appearance. It's close to 900 games, right? So the truth of the matter is these moments like today, and yes, it'd be nice to have 110 wins right now, resting everyone's healthy and this and that. Then what happens? They come out flat in the postseason. I like the fact they're playing meaningful baseball because not only does it help this team stay engaged, but also helps a player like Shohei Ohtani, who's never had a chance to compete in the postseason, step up to the plate with postseason-like pressure, postseason-like moments, and today was a special one. Yeah, look, it's just great. Look, I know we want more World Series titles. We think they should have one more with the Guggenheim Group. One was stolen from us. Let's just be freaking honest about that. 2017 was a freaking joke. And the truth is, though, it's great to be a Dodger fan because every single day you could be playing a 60-win Rockies team and you see magic like that. Got to play it again, man. I got to see this again. Can we see it again?
Now Mookie Betts, fly ball, left field, at the wall, gone! Ohtani!
I mean, just unbelievable stuff. And the crazy thing, too, is Shohei goes 4 for 5, and he stole second base each time. He has 55 steals on the season. He's only 1 stolen base shy now of Ichiro Suzuki's record for a Japanese-born player. And that's just unbelievable when you look at it. It's just something we have never seen. And another record, too, he broke Cody Bellinger's record for home runs at Dodger Stadium. He has 28 home runs at Dodger Stadium this season, passing Cody Bellinger. 30 steals at home. So it's just really incredible. I mean, he's superhuman. He really is. How about, though, a big shout out to Ben Casperius. Ben Casperius came up today, and that's not the easiest situation for him to be in. But hey, he had I like him. I really like Ben Casperius. I really do think he has the talent to be a part of this team in the future. And you look at this Dodgers pitching, the rundown, that will break it down a little more in depth. But Shohei goes Yamamoto goes 3 innings, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits, 4 strikeouts and a walk. Clean inning for Joe Kelly. Goes an inning, had 2 strikeouts, very efficient through just 9 pitches. Brazier went an inning, gave up a hit, but struck out the side, so strong showing from Brazier. But big takeaway, I think Ben Casperius, he goes 3 innings, allowed just 1 run on 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks through 59 pitches. So he was really the bulk guy after Yamamoto. Yamamoto threw 79 pitches, Casperius threw 59. And then Blake Trinan, who gets the win today to improve to 7-3, he goes an inning, had 3 strikeouts through 14 pitches, 10 for strikes. But yeah, how about Ben Casperius today, man? How about a little Dodger dog of the game for him?
Dodger dog of the game.
He did a really, really nice job coming into this one in the 6th inning. He struck out Jones looking with a slider up in the zone, walked Cave, and then he gives up the double to Goodman. That scored a run to make it 5-1 Rockies at that point. Then he walks Blackman. Then Tovar reached on an infield single, and then he's pitching with traffic. But then he comes back and with the bases loaded, strikes out McMahon swinging, nasty four-seam fastball, challenging him in the zone. And Toglia, he struck him out swinging with a slider to get him to chase. Then he comes back there in the 7th inning, goes 1-2-3, has 2 more strikeouts in that inning, struck out Hilliard on 3 pitches. A beautiful, nasty 97-mile-per-hour fastball up in the zone. Struck out Jones with a heater in the middle of the zone. Just love the action on that heater. Very live fastball for him. And then in the 8th inning, he goes 1-2-3-2. I mean, actually, he gave up a single to Cave, but then he gets Goodwin to ground to that double play there, and he got Blackman to fly to left. So really, a lot of guys stepped up today. I mean, you had new players making their debuts, and then you had the guys that have been in this organization for a long time. Kike, of course, was here, then he left, but Kike really started things off. You had the Teoscar Hernandez home run to lead off the 4th to the bottom of the 4th for the Dodgers. He hit the leadoff home run in the bottom of the 4th, 418 feet for his 34th bomb of the year, and that made it 4-1. But really, the inning that got him back into this one and made the 9th inning possible that you have to mention, there is the bottom of the 7th. Miguel Rojas, he drew a 1-out walk. Kike on the 1-2, he crushed a home run to left, 380 feet to make it 5-3, and good 2-strike hitting too. Betts hits the bomb with 2 strikes to win it. Kike hits the 2-run bomb with 2 strikes, and then Shohei, he singled to right following that Kike home run. He steals second. Betts struck out swinging. And then, big moment for Freddie Freeman. So, Freddie Freeman has not had a good month of September. Heading into today, he was hitting .246 for the month of September. Has definitely been on a downward slide a little bit. Did have a 2-hit game in this series before this, but still, just for the most part, the production has just not been Freddie-like. His standard is so incredibly high that he sets for himself that anything below 300, it's definitely not good. I mean, Joe Davis said one time, I love this from Joe Davis, he said that Freddie Freeman is the most miserable 300 hitter that you've ever seen in your life. And I think that perfectly epitomizes and encapsulates Freddie Freeman. He comes up in a big spot in the 0-1. He singled to right to score Shohei. So you get the home runs, you get the singles, you chip away, and that set up that big 9th inning a few frames later. So look, all the MV3 came through. The MV3 came through. Shohei 4 hits. Mookie walk-off shot. Freddie gets the RBI single. Role players came through. Kike, I mean, Teoscar is Teoscar Hernandez. He comes through in a big spot. This, to me, is the formula for postseason success for the Dodgers, where it's not just the MV3 that is doing all the work on the group project, right? We don't need the Teoscars and the Kikes to be getting A's on the group project, even though they're not contributing. No, they need to contribute, and you saw that today. You get role players that either are bench guys that are starting in place of an injured player like Kike, or you get that second tier of all-star like a Teoscar Hernandez, a Will Smith, a Max Muncy, those guys contributing, and then you get big moments from the MV3. And with that, I think you can definitely win some games in the postseason while your pitching gets it together, and then you get through that NLDS, and then the sky's the limit. They get to the NLDS, they're going to win the World Series. Going to say it right now. The Dodgers can make it through the NLDS. I think they win the Fall Classic. Barring just insane amount of injuries to the pitching, this offense can rake, man. This offense can get big hits in big spots. Clutch dudes that care, that love this franchise, that know what it means to put on a Dodgers uniform, that understand the pressure that they're dealing with. And look, Dave Roberts said he wanted to see this team play with more urgency. Well, hey, how's that, Doc? How'd they perform today? Pretty incredible stuff. But here we go, guys. Keep firing away in the chat. I know it's been going crazy. A 199 super chat. Let's hit SD in the mouth and win the West. That's what I'm talking about. That's the energy that I like to see. That's what I want to see, what I want to hear. And, you know, that's the mentality. I mean, I think it's a good thing for the Dodgers to be facing that team in this spot. We got D-Mac. They have to solve that first inning. Yeah, the first inning woes definitely continue to be something that we saw last year in the NLDS that set the pitching back, that set the offense back, quite frankly. And top of the first, Yamamoto just wasn't as sharp as we've seen him. I mean, he gets Blackman to fly to right for the first out, and then has Tovar down the count 0-2. Then he singles to center, four-seam fastball, kind of left it out over the plate, and then McMahon singles. And in that situation, he fell behind the count to McMahon, 2-0. Then on the full count, he had to go heater. So he was a lot of four-seam fastball, wasn't very comfortable laying that curveball and stealing strikes with that and the splitter early on. So he gives her those back-to-back singles, and then McMahon gets to second on a wild pitch by Yamamoto. Then he walks Toglia. So you're in trouble. Bases loaded. Rogers at the plate, falls behind the count. He reached on an infield single. That scored 2 runs. McMahon scored and Tovar scored to give the Rockies an early 2-0 lead. Then he walks Hilliard. And then next batter, still got runners on in a bases loaded situation, and Jones grounds to first to score Toglia to give the Rockies a 3-run lead, and then K flied to right to end the innings. But the Rockies get 3 runs on 3 hits there in the first, and Yamamoto just didn't have it. It could have been a lot worse, quite frankly. You didn't see a ton of explosive hits there, right? I mean, there was just singles and walks, but he wasn't getting ahead in the count. He wasn't finishing off hitters. And you just need to see a sharper version of Yamamoto if he's going to be your number 2 starter in the postseason. And then the next inning did a better job. He got the punch out earlier, and then he started to get the feel for that splitter top of the second. He struck out Goodman with the splitter, got him to chase, but then he walked Blackman. Then he bounces back, next hitter with 1 out, gets Tovar, swing with the splitter down the zone. And then McMahon, he grounds to second. So better job there in the second. And then top of the third, starts the inning with the strikeout, strikes out Toglia, but then he gives up his first extra base hit of the afternoon after Rogers was able to get a double to left. And that pitch was a slider, and he just wasn't working the edges well, wasn't commanding it well enough in the zone to get that chase on his breaking stuff, because that's the key with Yamamoto. He's got to be ahead in the count. He's got to be landing that fastball in the zone, and that way it becomes really hard to time and be ready for his breaking stuff. That's when you start to get the embarrassing swings from hitters, and he starts to look really nasty. So that was really the issue. You can see they tried to start the at bat off of the curveball that he wasn't able to land. And when you see Yamamoto on, he's stealing strikes with that curveball in the zone, and that's when he's really keeping hitters off balance. The next batter, Hilliard, he grounded to first, and a much better at bat there, gets ahead in the count, use that curveball to induce some soft contact. But then with a runner on third, he gives up a single to Jones. That scored Rogers to make it 4-0 Rockies. And then Caves ends up striking out swinging to end the inning and end his afternoon. So some good, some not so good with Yamamoto. And it's definitely a promising thing to look at the pitch count up, getting close to 80 at this point. So that definitely makes you feel a little better about the way that things are shaping up. But they definitely need him to pitch better. They need him to definitely be on. And give credit to Ben Casperius, man, called up Friday and ends up not pitching in the Dodgers bullpen game. Finally is able to get on the mound today, and it wasn't a good spot for him with the Dodgers down. He allowed just 1 run in his 3 innings of work. So Ben Casperius gets some Dodger dog of the game. Said it before, I'll say it again, because he gave this team a chance to win. And yeah, lots of strikeouts too. 17 strikeouts today from Dodgers pitchers. That was a season high from the Dodgers pitchers today. So yeah, you liked it. I mean, you loved it. And I think really the thing that hurt Yamamoto the most was just that first inning, man. I mean, you can't go out there in the first inning and throw 35 pitches and expect to get anything deep into the game. He ends up throwing 79 pitches and gives up 4 runs in 3 innings. You need more from Yamamoto, but still, it's good that he's just out there on the mound and continuing that process. And for him, the mechanics today weren't as polished as we've seen him, and he'll tighten those up. I'm pretty sure of that. But, yeah, I mean, you look at this Dodgers team, the ERA this month, The ERA this month, a 6.21 ERA in September, from September 7th to the 20th. That's definitely not quality from this team, but hey, you got the win nonetheless. But now I'll take your questions for the rest of the show, guys. Let's keep popping. We got Jason Diamond. This team still has major issues. Let's not get so excited. It's the Rockies. A buzzkill Jason. I'll give you a bro for that. Killing my vibe. No, I'm just playing, man. Look, it's true, and this team does have issues, but there's no great teams in Major League Baseball. Every single team has its flaws. That's why you're not seeing a 100-win team this year in the sport. Anyone that's at the top can make a run this season, and the Dodgers certainly can balance out and supplement their issues by enormous talent in guys like Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. Alex Renteria, Mookie's first walk-off home run as a Dodger. Yo, what up, D-Mac? I just left the stadium. Epic ending. What's up, Starving_Goat? Absolutely, it was an epic ending. I seriously think this was the most important win of the season because I know some people out there have been saying that maybe you want to see the Dodgers play in a wild card series. Look, with how heavily taxed this bullpen is, you need the rest. You have to avoid that wild card series, and you want to play in the NLDS. Now, we can have the argument, is 2 better than 1? That's a separate conversation, but still, finishing with one of those top 2 seeds, I think, is paramount to this team's postseason success. And with today's win, they certainly put themselves in a really good position to accomplish that. Ben Conspiracy Theory, that's from Cobra Commander. I was saying that that's a good one, man. Dodgers fandom needs to be extremely loud on Tuesday. We need to go rattle the Padres' nerves. I like that. It's going to feel like a postseason game. Absolutely. J Cam, I like this. I'm going to give you some love for this. D-Mac, let's not forget Shohei is back to hitting 300. His pain is plain and simple awesome. Yeah, it's a fire take. Fire take right there. We got Shohei Ohtani's greatness above everybody. Mookie walks it off for the Dodgers. The Dodgers win a huge one today. And now let's focus on those fraud rays. Let's win the division against them. Let's go, Dodgers. Alfonso Lucio, Dodgers will choke on champagne. Nothing else this year. Oh, nice. Hey, thanks for the views. And hey, let's see. Who we got, a Padres fan? Who got a Padres fan? I'm still waiting for you to win anything. That is a vacant trophy case. I mean, just standing in the Padres trophy case, I feel like Will Smith in that meme where he's standing in that room, just being the only guy there. That's me standing in the Padres trophy case. Nothing is in there. It's empty. Another yearly playoff exit. Okay, guys, I love it. We got the haters in here, which only helps the views, so appreciate you for that. Jose Marrero, Shohei Ohtani's greatness above everybody. Mookie walks it off for the Dodgers. Dodgers win a huge one today, and now let's focus on those fraud rays. Let's win the division against them. Let's go, Dodgers. I think it's a fire take because I think that sends a message. I think that sends a message that we're going to win this division at home. We're going to win this division against the team that has been constructed to try to beat us. The team that beat us in 2022, that thought they slayed the dragon. But you know what? That came up with that terrible song, That's What's In. Dun, dun. It's kind of a banger. I'm not going to lie. But look, the point is, I think that'd be a nice step in the revenge tour. If the revenge tour is on, that's a one you want to check off. Being the Padres for the division. I'd like to face them again. 499 Super Chat. Realistically, what are our chances to win the World Series? Right now, according to Fangraphs, is about 18%. So there's your realistically. What up, Juice Narrows? What up, Rosemary Rodriguez? 1-2 punch. Did that. Mr. Classic. Bottom of the 9th. Fire take from Monte Carlo, a fan of the Raiders. Beer Sama. Who we getting starting game 1 versus the Padres? Flaherty. Yeah, I mean, you look at that series. That's why it's going to be pretty interesting to see the way it sets up because you're looking at TBD at the moment. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where we're angling towards right now with that matchup right now. And you look at the Padres and the Dodgers heading into that one. It's definitely going to be a battle of, okay, the Dodgers have had their issues with getting length out of their starters, but do we see Tony Gonsolin next week? Do we see more of the same from the Dodgers starting pitchers. I mean, Landon Knack is someone who's pitched really well. Jack Flaherty has pitched well. So, look, I mean, there's guys that are trending in the right direction that we're not talking about because they're not throwing no-hitters in perfect games and they're not crazy lights out, but they're getting the job done. It seems like we only talk about people when they're extremely great or people when, by the way, Tony, I'm going to give you a bruh for that one. said Ohtani makes his butt tingle. Gonna give you an extra bro. Okay, come on now. This is a family show here. Okay, Mr. Classic, Rams won. Shohei Rams jersey won it. D-Mac Ohtani. Okay, come on now. It seems like Yama can only get up for big games. New York again and against Imanaga. I don't think that's the case. I think that anytime you see pitchers come back, they'll get high ups when they're first back sometimes, and the adrenaline's flowing. They're excited to be back on the mound. I mean, we saw Walker Buehler his first start this year. I mean, Dustin May a couple years ago. I mean, guys that'll come back that'll be on only to kind of not be as tied up, and there's things to work on. So I think for Yamamoto, it's just about trusting the process of getting back to where you need to be. And I look at the 79 pitches. I mean, 35 pitches there in that first inning. That's certainly problematic, but still, the fact that he did at least stretch out the arm to 79 pitches is something to spin a positive on. And they picked him up, too. They picked him up. And here, to your point, if he does pitch like this in a big game, well, guess what? There's only big games from here on out. Okay, I'll tell you that. NLDS, NLCS World Series. Let's hope we see the Yankees again. And you got Yamamoto in the Bronx pitching at his best. John Smith, Freeman and Betts are in a slump. Shohei is the one carrying the team. You're always going to have that, though. Your good players, your bad players. I mean, for sure. We need D-Mac Smith back. Has been a great year for Will Smith, but he did say he was interviewed by Sportsnet, and they were asking him how he feels physically, and he kind of said with a smile that he keeps telling himself he's feeling good. So I definitely think that he's not at 100%. Another guy that could definitely benefit from those 4 days off. J Smack 117, D-Mac, much love from Vegas. Love the show. Always look forward to the post-game talk. What's your Dodgers starting lineup for October with several struggling at the plate right now? I think that their best lineup I can give you right now, Ohtani hitting leadoff, Mookie in the 2-hole, Freddie behind him. Then you go Teoscar. I think you go Teoscar still. You know what? I think their best lineup, if Will Smith is hitting, would be Will Smith batting cleanup. But I think right now, I mean, the way they like to stagger stuff too. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Will Smith higher in the order, but I think you go Teoscar 4. I really think that that's the move right there. And then I still think that in the postseason, Max Muncy comes alive in a big way. You got Max Muncy there batting in the 5th spot. And then Will Smith batting 6th. Will Smith batting 6th, I think, is the move. Then you go Lux, then you go Rojas, then you go Lux, Edman, and Rojas. I think for me, it's Rojas he's really hitting for contact. The thing about Edman, though, if he can get on as the 9th hitter, he really is that second leadoff guy, and he has speed on the base pass that can impact the game. So wouldn't mind seeing any of that combination, but I think you go Lux, Rojas, Edman, because Edman's a switch hitter there. So I'm going Ohtani at leadoff, Mookie in the 2-hole, Freddie batting 3rd, Teo 4th, Muncy 5th, Smitty 6th, Luxy 7th, Edman 8th, Rojas 9th. If it's a left-handed pitcher, I want to see Andy Pages make this team starting right, and then you put Gavin Lux on the bench for that game, but you put Pages in right and you put Mookie on the dirt in 2nd. So does that answer your question? Let's go. We got Catman time for Mr. Classic. Need a healthy glass now. I mean, needed a healthy glass now. We're not going to get, I hate to be a glass now half empty guy, but you're not going to get a Mr. Tyler Glass now in the postseason, as much as it pains me to say that. Moose 1032, Dodgers will be lucky to get one from San Diego because of our pitching. Mike Now, Dodgers should have been a 100-win team if the bullpen didn't blow so many leads. I wouldn't put it as much on the bullpen. I think it's the overly taxed bullpen because you weren't getting enough length out of the starting pitching. There's a lot of talent in this Dodgers bullpen. I mean, you had guys like Anthony Bonda step up big. I mean, Brent Honeywell has pitched in this season. Fear the turtleneck. Evan Phillips has had a really nice year after having a little down period there towards the middle. Michael Kopech has been an absolute revelation. I think the bullpen's in a good spot right now, too. Honeywell playoffs, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow on Dodgers Dugout Live, but still, Carl says, D-Mac, do you no longer care if Kiermaier makes the postseason roster? So my answer to that question is this. Can Kevin Kiermaier, and I asked Dave Roberts about Kevin Kiermaier, and he said that he was definitely making a good case to stick on this roster long term. The thing is, though, what I always say is don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. And what they've done is not give him plenty of opportunities. And sure, he's someone that can absolutely change the game with his defense. I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He's probably the best Dodgers defensive outfit I've ever seen with my own eyes in a real game. And I saw Cody Bellinger when he was at his prime. But you look at the at-bats. I mean, in September alone, he's had 14 at-bats. And he's hitting 0. He's 0 for 14. With a 67 OPS. So he's not hitting, not getting opportunities, and you have Tommy Edman, who's playing center field at an elite level. So I think at this point, Kevin Kiermaier will not make the postseason roster. And the truth of the matter is seeing Edman do what he does, it changes your opinion. We needed to give Tommy Edman the opportunity to perform at that position. He's done it with flying colors, so it makes Kevin Kiermaier less valuable for this team. So that's where I'm at with that. D-Mac, do you think the Dodgers are sorry they signed Yamamoto and traded for Glasnow and didn't trade for Cease? Michael Nielsen, it's a good question. So, look, here, I'll tell you this. They were in talks with the White Sox for Dylan Cease. They definitely were in talks with other teams about other starting pitchers. I mean, the plan was for the Dodgers to trade for a starting pitcher and then try to extend that pitcher. Cease, Boris guy. Burns, Boris guy. And yes, Cease had a couple years of team control, so you still have value from that standpoint. But what they liked about Glasnow was that they could trade away prospects like Johnny DeLuca and Ryan Pepio, get Glasnow, but also extend him. So they got more value out of their prospects, whereas they don't love to give up prospects for rentals, especially at those positions. And then you add the fact that Glasnow, when he's right, his stuff actually plays up as far as the advanced metrics higher than a Dylan Cease and higher than a Corbin Burns as far as the overall stuff when he's at his very best. So I think they considered that as well. But I don't think they regret the Yamamoto one. And I don't think they would necessarily regret the Glasnow one yet. I mean, let's see how this contract plays out. If he never plays in the postseason, sure. I mean, they'll regret that. They need to change things with the way they manage him, and he needs to, honestly, frankly, with Glasnow, a lot of this is on him. He needs to change the mechanics to not put so much stress on his elbow with his extension to the plate. He needs to smooth things out to make himself more available. Because, look, what's the old adage? Health is wealth, right? Your best ability is your availability, and he definitely needs to find a way to stay on the mound. But Yamamoto is nasty. I think the upside there, the good thing about Yamamoto, too, is they didn't have to trade any prospects. And they basically got a pitcher in his absolute prime. And that's rare for free agency. A lot of times when you get to free agency, you're signing guys that are 30, 31, 32 years old. They get to spend the money on a guy who's 25. So they like that 5, 6, 7 year window with him. So I don't think so. Because let's see. That's TBD. That's TBD. We're the Joey Chestnut of winning divisions. Craig Osterberg. That's a comment of the show, my man. That's amazing. Ken says this is the dawning of the age of Casperius. Another comment of the show. Have the Padres ever won a championship? No, they have not. They have not won a championship in their franchise's history. They have made it to the World Series twice, though, 1984 and 1998. Who remembers when they got swept by the Yankees? Who remembers Greg Vaughn? Remember Greg Vaughn? He had that one stance where he kind of tucked the elbows in. I remember that Padres team pretty well. Doug, what's your prediction in the San Diego series? Moose kind of riding high right now. I'm going to say 2 out of 3. I'm not going to say sweep Diego, but I'm going to go 2 out of 3 for sure. Abe said, my son and I were at today's game in Ohtani's Grand Slam walk-off. Who's getting our postseason tickets? Guys, Abe, I don't care. Abe, look, we'll get you the worst seats in the house, which there are none at Dodger Stadium, but we'll get you the least expensive ones. I mean, come on, guys. We got to go use that super chat money to get Abe to games, because when he goes to games, good things happen. Fire team. Hate us because they ain't us. That's from the homie. I like that. I like that name, by the way, the homie. That's cool. The offense cannot be bailing us out on poor pitching. You can't do that for a full postseason run, but the truth is that Rangers team last year, they backed into the postseason. They were missing a lot of pitchers, and their offense stepped up big. I mean, you look at what Corey Seager did. I mean, you look at that team and how they were able to perform. I mean, that was a really, really awesome offensive performance for a lot of moments that they had there. So I think that's really the key right there, is to get guys hot at the right time. And you definitely need that. I mean, Adolis Garcia went off. Corey Seager. I mean, look at their postseason run they went on. You just need guys to be ready for the big moments. And the Dodgers don't have no pitching. I mean, they definitely have pitching. It's better than it was last year. Claudia 11 says, sending love to the haters. It's what the Rangers did. There you go, Rainbow House. Now we're speaking on the same wavelength there. Injured pitchers are reserving for playoffs when they fully are recovered. Get rid of Rojas next season, Adam 818. I'm here to tell you that the Dodgers, they're definitely, come on now. It's a $5 million club option. He'll be back, and he'll be a depth piece. Why'd they overpay for Glass now? Jeff Brumley, because there's only 5 or 10 of these guys on the planet that can pitch at that level. That's just the truth. It's very rare to have that kind of stuff. Will Bonda come back from Craig Osterberg? Yeah, it's possible. Bonda, who has a hairline fracture in his left hand, will be coming back at some point next week. We got, and I think there's a pretty decent chance he makes the postseason roster. I mean, he's really, really good this year. Struggled lately, but I think that had to do with fatigue. Joe Kelly is a snake. Interesting. Last I checked, he's a Dodger and not a Diamondback. Ump missed about 2 key strike calls for Yoshi, which have gotten him out with less damage. The reverse for Dodgers batters. LL, yeah, I mean, that's a great point. I mean, some of those calls, even yesterday, umpire missing the calls on Walker Buehler, wasn't giving him the inside part of the plate, and Gavin Lux should have had a walk there in the 5th inning. Edmund should have had a walk in the 7th inning. So, yeah, more of the story, umpires suck. But Hugo, hey, D-Mac, my days are always better when I see your post-game shows. Thanks, Hugo. I appreciate that. My days are always better when I'm talking Dodger baseball with you guys, especially after a win. PC, would you rather lose so that we don't get the bye? No way. Absolutely not. I've kind of said that a couple different times. Love me some Dylan Cease. I love me some Dylan Cease too. I mean, the Dodgers were trying to get him at the trade deadline back in 2023. I mean, they clearly were interested in him. I think for Cease, the question was he a one-year wonder? And now we know he definitely wasn't. He's still one of the better pitchers in Major League Baseball. We got the Dodger Stadium has the widest seats in Major League Baseball. D. Braffy 100. We miss Corey Seager. Stone will be back. Fortunately, he'll be back next year, but most likely he's done for this season. In fact, he is very unlikely to pitch again for the Dodgers this year, for sure. Cloud 11 has been a long week. It has, for sure. But hey, Dodger baseball 24/7, 365. But guys, we'll be back tomorrow for Dodgers Dugout Live. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts stepping up back-to-back jacks in the 9th inning, and the Dodgers hold on to their 3-game lead in the division. They improved to 93-63 on the year, and it sets up a showdown with the Padres, a 3-game set starting Tuesday, the Dodgers' last home series of the year, and we'll be back to break it all down with you. And join us tomorrow for Dodgers Dugout Live. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. Remember, nothing brings together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue.